Well, it's the first day of September and still the heat is on. We got a respite over the past few weeks from the summer scorchers we're used to in August, but boy is Mother Nature making up for it this week.
And it really shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, it's still summer for another 3 weeks, and the temperatures you see here back that up as we're hitting the 90s for a good part of the week.
Well, the weekend sure looks pleasant. Perfect weather for the last unofficial weekend of summer. That means plenty of people will soak up the sun.
And that warrants a reminder. The sun's ultraviolet rays can be downright dangerous, often leading to melanoma. We hear about it all the time. Most recently, in the case of former President Jimmy Carter. Now, we learned last month that President Carter had a mass removed from his liver. It was eventually diagnosed as melanoma. Doctors also found 4 spots of melanoma on President Carter's brain. The 90-year-old is currently undergoing radiation for the stage 4 melanoma. He says he's at ease with everything that's going on and that it's in the hands of God. The exact cause of President Carter's melanoma isn't known just yet, but consider this. Most melanoma starts with the skin. In fact, 98% of it. Yeah, well, it's the most dangerous form of skin cancer, but if treated early enough, it's almost always curable. The American Cancer Society estimates that more than 120,000 new cases of melanoma are diagnosed each year in the U.S. Of those detected in 2014, more than 76,000 cases will be considered invasive, with men being more diagnosed than women. Nearly 10,000 people die each year from this form of cancer. A big part of protecting yourself from melanoma and other skin cancers is regularly applying a powerful sunscreen. But the sad fact is many of us just don't. Whether it's because we forget, we think we don't need it, or out of pure laziness, most of us aren't applying anything. According to the CDC, just over 14% of men are applying sunscreen and just under 30% of women. And when it comes to the face, many more women are using sunscreen than men. More than 42% of women are regularly applying, and only about 34% of men. Now, some researchers suggest that it's probably because of the sunscreen's anti-aging benefits, not necessarily sun protection. Yeah, well, here's an idea. Might sound crazy, but what if we could drink the sunscreen and still get all of its powerful sun protection without having to lather it on every few hours? Experts say that drinkable sunscreen is a great idea in theory, but it could deliver a burn to both your skin and your wallet if you're not careful.
You can spray it or slather it on.
UVO.
But could drinkable sunscreen be a protective summer cocktail for your skin?
I would taste it, I really would, and if I liked it, if it didn't hurt me, I probably would drink it.
No, I wouldn't spend my money on it. Sorry. I just eat leafy greens and go with that.
According to UVO's website, preliminary clinical trials showed on average it took 40% more sun exposure to create a sunburn after people drank UVO. But dermatologist Emmanuel Mavrakis says those trials promote more hype than science.
There is no SPF rating for these products. If you were to rate them, they would probably have an SPF of less than 2, so they're not providing much sun protection.
While UVO isn't recommended for children under the age of 6, it's packed with vitamins like lycopene, biotin, and vitamin D, something Tiffany Hazelhurst says could fit nicely into her family's vegan lifestyle.
If I read the ingredient list and there was no chemicals in it, we would look into it, absolutely, but that's what we do for everything.
While a 12-ounce bottle of UVO will set you back $5, products like these are considered a dietary supplement and are not regulated by the FDA.
I would say the same thing that the American Academy of Dermatology says, and that is that oral supplements are not a replacement for your topical sunscreens.
The hot truth as we lead into some sizzling summer days.
The doctor is quick to point out there isn't anything dangerous about drinkable sunscreens like UVO because it is vitamin-based, but he recommends that you talk to your dermatologist before you try it out. I wouldn't try it.
I'm just sitting here wondering what it would taste like, Is it gonna,
does it taste like sunscreen?
If it tastes like sunscreen, smells like coconut or something, maybe. I don't know. Whatever works. And sunscreen has been proven to help reduce your chances of skin cancer. But not only are many of us not using it, like we just heard, but quite a few people are allergic to some of the ingredients in it. The good news, dermatologists say there is hope for people with sensitive skin. And your best line of defense is to simply read the ingredients.
anything that doesn't say zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are going to be chemical sunscreens.
First, let's talk about sun protection. There's physical blockers, which have either zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. They create a shield on the skin and are probably the best bet for sensitive skin.
It would be quite unusual for someone to be either irritated or have an allergic reaction to either one of those physical sunscreen ingredients.
Then there's chemical absorbers.
The chemical sunscreens, there are a lot of them. There's oxybenzone, octocrylene. I mean, the list is very long.
They're synthetic and absorb UV radiation, making it less damaging. They're also many times the culprit behind skin irritations.
I've never had anybody who can't use a physical sunscreen.
You've heard the risks: sunburn, wrinkles, sunspots, and even cancer. So doctors say slather on the sunscreen and check with them if you can't find one that agrees with you, which can cause
what we call an allergic contact reaction is typically a red, itchy rash.
But many doctors agree the rash is nothing to compare with the long-term negative effects of sun damage.
Even if I don't think it's the number one out there, if that's the only one I can get you to put on your face and put on elsewhere, then fine, use it. Because if it means you're not going to otherwise wear it, then anything's better than nothing.
The American Academy of Dermatology says that 1 ounce, or enough to fill a shot glass, is the amount needed to cover the exposed areas of the body. But be sure to adjust the amount of sunscreen depending on your body size. And you'll want to apply sunscreen to dry skin 15 minutes before even going outside. Very important.
Use it. A lot of people, they don't use it. I don't understand.
Or they put it on once and they don't reapply.
Yeah, just think. Oh, well, this isn't the only time of year that we need to worry about the risk of skin cancer and overdoing our sun exposure. It's important to be safe all year round. Here are a few tips to help reduce your risk, whether it's overcast, sunny, hot, or cold out. It's always important to be careful.
I used to rollerblade a lot. I used to be in the sun. I love to go to the beach.
Don't kid yourself. Skin cancer is not just a summer danger. 30% of women and only 14% of men say they use sunscreen regularly, but our skin needs protection every day. Experts at the Centers for Disease Control say dangerous ultraviolet rays from the sun can reach you on cloudy days as well as bright and sunny ones. UV rays reflect off of everything from water, cement, sand, and snow. Keep your skin healthy by covering up with clothing. Try to wear dark clothes that cover your arms and legs and a wide-brimmed hat to block UV rays. The beach is fun, but avoid it between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's when the sun's rays are at its strongest. Opt for a sunset walk or a morning run instead. And use sunscreen with a sun protection factor of at least 30 and reapply every 1 to 2 hours. This means you'll have 30 times the protection of no sunscreen at all. Suffering 5 or more sunburns doubles your risk of developing melanoma. And experts say it's best to apply that sunscreen at least 30 minutes before getting out in the sun. Put it on before leaving your house to give it a chance to sink into your skin. And remember, the best sun safety is to stay out of the sun.
Well, not only can your skin burn, but your eyes can burn too. You'll want to invest in a polarized pair of sunglasses with 100% UVA and UVB absorption to help block out the harmful rays from reaching your eyes. And I always try to wear sunglasses.
I do too, because you need to protect your eyelids as well.
Yeah.
Very important. And if the sun is not in your plans, but rather you're going to use a long weekend to tackle some in-home projects, well, we've got you covered there too. Up next on Delmarva Life, Angie Hicks from Angie's List shows us bathroom breakthroughs. Did you know the decor of your bathroom could say a lot about your personality? We'll tell you what next.
Well, along with the bathroom, the other most important room to update in your home is the kitchen. Granted, sounds like a dream, but does that thought have dollar signs floating in your head? Still ahead, we'll show you some cost-effective, high-quality options.
But first, we've been talking sun safety. Dr. Oz has more on how to shop smart for sunscreen.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. It seems like there are endless options for sunscreens. Here's how to shop smart. Starting with SPF, go for a minimum of 30, which blocks 97% of the sun's harmful rays. And choose broad spectrum to guarantee protection against both UVA and UVB rays, both of which are linked to skin cancer.